Hello guys, this is your Uncle Big Fish, and on this video we have a little bit of a surprise coming from a lot of people asking for Void Knight content. So disclaimer first, this is not my best class. However, fun fact, this is actually the first class that I created when I started Black Desert Mobile. This is actually my first class of all time. I played maybe 2 games of VK like for 2 days, and then I switched the moment Primrose was released. So yeah, the first day I played BDM was the day Primrose was released. That was actually my 2 days before Prim release. That was actually the first time I played BDM. So it's been a little bit over 2 years, yeah, give or take. Very fun times. Those days were, I miss those days a lot. But so we have this question: how good is VK actually? Alright, so let's look into her skill kit first so that we know what we're coming with. Yeah, now this is your first skill. This is gonna be cross slash, you see there. So it has 2 hits total. Yeah, it has 1 and 2. This one has a base power of roughly 270s, 280, let's just say 300 times 3, so that's give or take 900 times 2 because it's 2 hits, so roughly around 1.8k % damage. This thing is quite nice, and it's also enhanced by your magic. Yeah, this thing has something called magic. That is the gimmick that this one uses. Consumes 50 magics when using skills. Now, this thing enhances AP effect by 25%, making your next skill, or this one, actually hurt more than what was written. So if you see here, increase AP. If you use this, it will give you 25% more, which at max level gives, if I recall correctly, around 40, I think. I think this one gives 40 MP or 50, I'm not quite sure. I think it's 40. So 40 plus another 25%, that's going to give you all the way to 50 AP. So definitely quite a good class for arenas. This is by no means good because you're going to be using this a lot more for farming, not really for PvP. However, you can go for a Serret set to make this a lot more bulky and make use of her sustain. This class has amazing sustain, and I will explain that in just a little bit. Next will be the skill called Endless Blitz. You see here, so stuns and then a knock up. Now this one has a decent hit. This thing does around 4 hits with around 250 each. So probably at level 10 that will give you all the way to 300. So it has 300 base power with 4 hits, so that's 1.2k %. That is not bad. However, it does not carry any branches. It doesn't really do anything in particular, so this is probably just for PvE, yeah? It doesn't move a lot, so it's a pretty good skill for PvE. Next will be a skill, Dancing Blades. This thing must be put in Serret. I don't care who says whatever. This thing must be put in Serret. Why? Because it has 4-second cooldown, guys. You can use this to heal up and just be really annoying. This is your first PvP skill. It does have immunity in the arenas, and it has anti-grab, which is kind of nice. It allows you to like outplay people when they want to grab you, because this class is actually very grabbable. So this gimmick is quite nice. It does have anti-grab. It has 2 charges, and it does have a little bit of movement. So if you see here, it does have a little bit of movement. It's not great, but it's not bad at all. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Next will be the skill Eclipse. Now this one is probably gonna be one of your 3 skills for arenas. This is gonna be your main immunity skill. It does have 3 hits. It recovers magic and it deals a knockback on hit. It has roughly around 1600 base power at level 10, because it's gonna be 500 times 3. We can just check here, yeah. So give or take, it increases by 13% at each levels. So we can safely say this is gonna be around 520% or so. That's a pretty safe bet, yeah? So roughly around 1.5, 1.6k% damage at level 10. Now that's not great at all, it's not great, but it's a good skill to stall. It does have decent enough range, and you can actually maneuver this a little bit to the right or to the left. You can actually do this. You can actually change the direction of the first and second slash, so you can actually go like that. If you see there, yeah, you can actually use this one with analog on the first direction, and then you can change it and make them hit from behind. This thing does break forward guard on hit. You see there, it has the ability to break forward guard if you maneuver it, so it's actually quite nice. This skill is quite nice. Next will be the skill Nightfall. This is going to be your main mobility slash opening skill. It deals a daze on hit. It does have a total of, well, actually it's very low damage. Yeah, probably around, this one is probably around 1,000%, probably less, more like 800% total damage. It's just an opening skill. It doesn't deal any particularly good damage or whatsoever. However, it is a good opening. It's very fast, and it actually has a second hit. For some reason, it was not explained here, max 5 hits, but it doesn't actually show you there's a second hit. So deliver a forward strike at blinding speed. That's all the skill description is, and it doesn't really explain anything. So this one is, luckily this is a pretty old class, and we all played this class a long time ago, for a long time, so we know about the second hit. Alright, this is how the skill goes. You can press it once, and you can do the second hit. The second hit does carry super armor as well, and you can stall it for up to 2 seconds. You can go like this, wait, then you can do the second hit. So it's actually quite nice. I will actually test how long we can stall this one. Whoa, that's actually a very long linger. Probably you can stall this for up to 3 seconds or so, maybe? No. Alright, so maybe around 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds. We'll test that one again. Yeah, around 2.5 seconds. Maybe 3 at not quite sure. Maybe if you get the right frame, but maybe around 2 seconds is pretty much a safe bet, yeah? Yep. That's quite nice. So this skill has 2 total hits. They both deal a daze on hit. So you can actually miss the first one and then clip someone with the second one. So it's quite nice. It does not have lingers. So do not try to linger the skill. As you can see there on the icon next to the writing PvP, it has no lingers. So don't even try, alright? Don't even try to linger this thing. You will get linger catched, you will get linger caught, and then you'll get combo. So please don't linger the skill. It has no lingers. Next will be the skill Dark Mist. This is probably the reason why this class is so hated everywhere. It has a very long duration, it deals pretty decent damage, and it has a very far movement radius. This thing can go real insane real quickly. I'll just show you here how far she can actually go. That is insane, guys. That is actually insane. Like, I don't really understand how this thing is even remotely balanced, but we will see what this can do. As you see there, it has a very stupid reach. Yeah, we'll just try this one again. We can just go all the way here, and yeah, you see there, very far distance, all the way from over there, and it goes to here. Very far range, and very low cooldown, because if you realize this thing has 8-second cooldown. However, the whole duration is actually buying off its own cooldown. So we actually see here. Alright, so give or take, that will be around 4-second cooldown, effective cooldown. 4-second effective cooldown. I would probably say you can go like really crazy. You can go like Nightfall into this, and then use Eclipse once, and then like probably do something else. I'll just test this one again, probably, just so we can get a good measure of what this class can do. Alright, so we can go Nightfall, like so. We can use Dark Mist, and then we can use Eclipse, and we can Nightfall again. And by the time Nightfall is up, we can probably use this one one more time, and Dark Mist will be already off cooldown, as you can see there. This class have probably the single best mobility in the game. It's extremely crazy. You can go like Dark Mist into your Black Spirit Escape. They look similar, so people might mistake your Dark Mist for a Black Spirit Escape. It's very similar. We can just see that. Yeah, very similar. Very similar skills. Alright, next will be the next skill. This will be a Fury of Sylvia. This skill has a total of 1500% base power. It hits 3 times, recovers magic, and it is a forward guard locked skill. This skill is forward guard locked, which means that you can't change it to super armor. It does have a magic activation. It adds 1 more hit of Sylvia, so it does have 4 hits in total. Next, we will look into some of the activations on this one. Yeah, this Eclipse does have a really good flow called Eradicate. This thing gives you another extra hit, and it deals 110% of Eclipse damage. So it deals about the same damage, double, but more. So around, 110%, so more than double, yeah? More than double the base power of this thing. This one is probably like 1500 plus this one. It will increase that by quite a big margin. So this is not something you want to trade into. It's pretty painful. It's not amazing, but it's pretty painful. Next will be your skill Obsidian Ash. Oh wait, let me explain a bit first, yeah? This Fury of Sylvia has a heal. It heals basically 250 HP per hit. And this one is only at level 3. Yeah, at level 3 it will heal to 235. At level 10 or level 9, at maximum enhancement for this technology, I think it will increase by about maybe 265 or so, around that range, maybe 275. Yeah, and then what it will do is we will look into that in the passive later on, but keep your mind locked on that. Yeah. Next will be the skill Obsidian Ash. This is probably your main damage dealing skill. It has 2 charges. It hits 620% PvP damage times 3, so give or take 800%. This will go all the way up to about 700 at max enhancement, making this a 2100% PvP damage skill. Also, it has this magic activation, which inflicts 150 damage every 1 second. This is fixed damage, so you can increase it by 3 seconds. 1 second deals 150 damage. So for 3 seconds, it'll be give or take 450 damage. So it's not bad for arenas, especially for normals, because in normals people have limited HP, so every tick damage is actually quite nice. Next will be the skill Legacy of Vedir. This is going to be your highest damage output in the game, the highest damage skill. Its base power is 2180, but that's level 5. I think at level 10 it will have a base power of about, if I recall correctly, maybe 100 and maybe 1200, maybe, yeah, at level 10 times 2, that's gonna be 2.4k, and it has a flow, grants 100% Legacy of Vedir damage. So this is actually quite crazy, yeah, very crazy. It deals way more damage than what people expect. Next is the magic activation. This gives you 25% DP increasing effect, which is this one. So this one will give you 25% extra, which will give you 50 DP buff, which is really nice. It's a very nice buff for itself. You can also you can go Serret, but I don't recommend that because it's a waste. This skill might be a lot better if you're using Labrief, because it does allow for the crit to happen. Now, why are these high damage skills a lot better with Labrief or other stats than Serret? It's because when a skill have a high number of base power with low hit, each time it crits, you can feel it. You can feel the difference of the crit. Let me just put it nicely, alright? So this thing has guaranteed 100% legacy of veteran damage, which means that this thing deals double the base power. So it's gonna be around 3,500 or so, or 4,000 probably, around that area. And then it crits. Say that it crits once. All right, this thing is a single hit skill. So say that it crits once. That's give or take 5,500% base power. Give or take. That is insane. That's actually insane. If you think about it, it's actually insane. Plus, it gives you branch damage by base. So you can imagine what kind of damage that this thing can do. It's absolutely insane. Very insane damage. Next will be your Nexus. This is a pretty weird skill. Some people tell me, "Oh yeah, Uncle Big Piece, just use this for PvP." But to be honest, I don't really like it because it's a bit weird, guys. It's a bit weird. You can use this after your actually, if you want to do the full, like the highest damage combo, you do need this skill. So the combo goes like, you're gonna go from Nightfall into this Nature's Rage, and then you're gonna continue the combo with either Eclipse or Dancing Blades into Obsidian Ash, into Eclipse, Obsidian Ash, and wait, sorry, let me repeat that again. Very sorry, guys. So you're gonna start with Nightfall. Yeah, you're gonna start with Nightfall, and then you're gonna use the skill Nature's Rage. And once you got the days thing, you got a little pool of darkness there. You're gonna continue your combo. You can actually use either Eclipse, or you can use Dancing Blades for knockback, and then you can go into Eclipse. If you see here, Eclipse deals a knockback. You can Vedir, Legacy of Vedir. This thing deals a knockup. And once this happens, you can go Obsidian Ash twice, and then you can just use Dancing Blade once. Just one hit is more than enough. And then you can go end the combo with Fury of Como Sylvia. This combo alone deals very high damage. I'm not kidding. It's not gonna be a surprise that this might deal somewhere between 70% to maybe 75% on a pretty maybe a 10% reduced class. Maybe you can do a little bit more on a class with no reduce. I have done crazy damage with this combo before. I've done roughly, I think the most I've ever got was around 90% on a Huntress from full HP. That was insane. Absolutely insane. Next will be the last skill. This is going to be your Spirit Absorption. This is your typical buff skill. Gives AP, reduces your cooldown of your evasion by 2 seconds, and applies Enchanting Frenzy, and refreshes the duration upon use. So this is crazy. Alright? In case you don't know what Enchanting Frenzy is, that is her passive, and this is one crazy ass passive. When hit, PvP damage taken minus 50%. So this class is fucking bulky. Very bulky class. Very tanky. Probably the tankiest class in the game. This is insane, guys. Like there is not even a single class with damage reduction this crazy. The only bad thing is it only lasts for 3 seconds, while most others, like Warlord and stuff, probably last forever. You can probably just... it will withstand a full combo. This one will not stand a full combo, so probably block the first initial skills, and then it will stop, and then the rest of the enemy combo will probably bypass all this, because it only lasts for 3 seconds. Next, applies Enchanting Frenzy for 10 seconds upon using 100 magic. So magic is gonna be your mana pool there, the bluish shit over here. You can see that. Yeah, Obsidian Ashes does use mana. And there are skills like, say, this one. Like this Endless Blitz doesn't give mana. Now, let's look at what that does. It recovers 100% of your magic. It reduces magic consumption to 0. So it doesn't, like everything that uses magic, does not take magic to cast. But it does have the effect. Alright? PvP damage dealt 10% for 10 seconds, so that's a PvP damage stat. Very nice. Applies against monsters for 10% for 10 seconds. Applies a 300% of magic activation skill enhancement effect. Now this is the crazy part, because look at this, Fear of Comosylvia, max 3 extra hits. Holy fuck! Do you know what that does? I will show you what that does, guys. This Fear of Comosylvia has a base power of, later as we've seen before, about 600% base power or more. Now 600 times 3, that's 1.8, and then you get another 3 hits. Now that is pretty fucked up, because that means that this thing hits 6 times. So it hits 6 times, so it's 600 times 3. That is 3,600% base power. And what's crazy is, what people don't realize is, because it gets extra hits, this thing is applied as well on every hit. So now you imagine how much healing this can do. I'll just show you here real quick of what it does. I will actually go to probably open arenas, yeah? And I will turn on the healing indicator for this skill. We can look into this damage recovery numbers, and let us continue with this one. Now, let's just do this so we don't waste time. Now, there is a couple of monsters here. We can use this and zoom in a little bit. Yep. And now I will show you what it does. So now this thing heals 3 times, as you see there. But now we have this blackish Bobo skill around us, like this frenzy thingy. And now, look at how much that heals. Holy fuck! That is a lot of healing. That's more than 1,200, guys. More than 1,200. That is crazy, crazy, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Without it, oh my god, this thing is actually insane. 5 instances of damage, and then you get the stupid enchanting frenzy. This thing is absolutely insane. Like I have no words to explain what this does. I have no idea if this actually changes anything. I'll be realsies with you guys, I don't really know how this thing works. However, that max 3 extra hits is crazy. It deals so much damage, it's insane. Plus, it's Ahib. And if Ahib procs, oh dear, that is gonna be pretty insane. Yep, do you understand what that does? It's pretty insane. It deals 6 hits with about 3,600% damage. And when you add PvP damage dealt on top of it, means that you get 10% extra. That's 360. So you can pretty much say this thing is a 4,000 base power skill. That is insane. Alright, so now I've talked pretty much everything about this VK. This VK is a very, very stally, tanky class. It's very good at stalling, very good at sustain. Its sustain is probably top notch in the game. This thing heals, and then you can literally just go really dumb with Dancing Blades, and you can literally heal a fuck ton, like you see there. 430, and then you can go like, ooh, man, holy fuck, do you see that? That is just messed up, man, like actually messed up. This thing is insane. One of the most insane classes I've ever played. So, without the bonus from the passive, it only heals 3 times, as you see there with Fury. But the moment I get some of these, once I get this passive going, yeah, you see? Now we get this aura here. Now this thing heals, as you see there, 6 times. That is fucking crazy, bro. Oh my god. That is fucking nuts. The healing is just insane. Plus, her main prize is actually something you can see here. Decrease movement speed. Now this can decrease movement speed all the way up to 35%, and that is the high cap for slows. So slows have a soft cap and a high cap. The soft cap is at 30 and the high cap is at 35. Slows that goes more than 35 loses its value very quickly. So this is probably the best slow in the game. This thing is for 10 seconds, not like Primrose, who only has 4. This thing is 10 seconds. It's actually crazy. Alright, so I think I've talked a little bit about what this class can do and the skill kits and all that. Now let's talk a little bit about the class in general. The class is definitely an arena class. This thing is a very, very strong arena class. I would probably say this is a broken tier for sure. You can literally abuse how you play this class. You can go really stally and become annoying. You can play this class for a more aggressive approach. This class does have one of the best rotations in like the rotation for the immunity is actually not bad. You can go like this, go like that, and then you can go like that, and then run away, and then go back, and then you can do this, and then go back, and then run again, and then you can Nightfall, and then you can like use Fear Kama Sylvia and run away. Her evasion is also kind of nice. You see there is a rolling evasion, which has a decent linger, very, very decent linger there. We'll go see this from the side, so you can actually see. Yeah, the linger is pretty great. And it's very fast. This thing is impossible to catch, by the way. This thing is impossible to catch. Very, very good. Next, those tiny little dodos there. You see the black shit that's fired from the mist. That deals damage, and that counts as a single hit. So you can actually use this to break, say, a Gladiator Shield, a Paladin Shield, a Lancer Shield, Nova Shield. You can break all those stuff. You can. So it's actually quite insane. Very good utility, very, very strong. Now, let's talk about her weaknesses. Her weakness, believe it or not, is actually pretty obvious. And, I mean, it's pretty obvious for me, but it's probably not obvious for a lot of people. So, what does this class do? This class has amazing mobility in field, amazing mobility in arenas. So, what's her weakness? Her weakness, believe it or not, is kiting. I know, it's hard to believe that a class this good at mobility has a weakness that is kiting, which is probably mostly used on a class that is really slow, so you can kite it around. But no, this class loses to kite, and the reason why is quite simple. Her only means of mobility in the whole arena that can withstand, that has protection, is only Nightfall. The rest of her skills barely move, so once she already used Nightfall, it's pretty much a go time for many different classes that are really quick and have good range to just spam the living shit out of their long range attacks, and there's nothing this thing can do about it. This class has to use Fury to block some of the damage. Sometimes maybe you need to spam more than one evasion just to block all those projectiles. So this class is very, very weak to kiting. Secondly, this class loses the forward guard break, because unfortunately this class does need to get this off, and it's forward guard locked. So it's not super armor. You can't really change this to super armor. It sucks. So well, it's forward guard locked, which is kind of sad. Next is this class loses to one particular thing that probably a lot of different classes is weak to as well. Grab fucks this class up. Like real talk, it fucks this class up, but not to a big margin, because usually grabs, I know you can probably only cast 2 skills, and this class does have good sustain. However, if you're talking just in the sense of getting, if you're talking in the sense that this class needs to somewhat deal damage and needs to actually stay sustaining itself, it's actually not that great. And the reason for that is, well guys, unfortunately, very, very unfortunately, if you can't get this off, if you get grabbed, then your passive is dead. This thing, when hit PvP damage taken, only lasts for 3 seconds. And if you're talking about grabs like Titan, grabs like Yacha, those will burn off the time. That is what's crazy. That is pretty much what it is. I hope you guys learned something from this video. I do have a little bit of some VK gameplay. I'm not a pro of this class whatsoever, but I do know how to play this class a little bit. I have done a bit of practice before I start the clip. I think I played like 4 or 5 games before. So it probably isn't the best I can do. However, I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys again on the next one.
space and time, been out of line, wouldn't break my stride. It's no secret that victory is sweetest with you by my side. My heart's full of flames.
Gotta know that this ain't living. We could run from Elysium and let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know that nothing lasts forever. I can't believe myself. I never thought this would be ours, but it's nothing new. And my lover's honesty, I can push it back down if I have to. If you want me to, 'cause we can